again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. Orange Weekly, fans, brews, and Broncos news.
Hello again, Broncos country.
Really excited to chop up some Broncos with you all this week.
Bourbon, Broncos, and no BS. What is up, Broncos country? How y'all doing, guys? It is near halftime here for the Broncos-Panthers game. Currently, the score is 10-3. Carolina is up. Broncos will receive the ball to start the second half. So go ahead and post your comments, post your questions. Want to hear your thoughts of what all happened. So, obviously, 3 points in the first half, not good whatsoever. Turnover by the Broncos. We did get a recovery from a muffed punt. So, things were looking good there, except we, couldn't convert on 3rd and 1 in the red zone to keep that going. So we were left with settling for a field goal there, followed by, I think, the drive after that. A strip sack caused a fumble. Fumble recovery by the Carolina defense. And here we are. So, also, if you guys, we'll talk about the fake punt as well that Carolina did to convert on the first down. That's how they got their touchdown on their touchdown drive. They just steamrolled us after that. So right now we got 30 seconds on the clock. Russ is in shotgun, moving back, throwing out to the right to Dulcich, who gets about 3 yards there, running the clock. Might be taking a timeout here or something. We'll see. But post your comments. Like I said, we got Drake up in here. How you doing? Saying, see ya, Hackett. It's definitely be a conversation for Tuesday's show and Monday's show. If you guys join us for those, we'll talk about more of what we think is going to happen with Hackett, especially following this game. Of course, there's still a whole second half to be played. The only sad thing is we know what the Broncos do in third quarter, or I should say what the Broncos don't do in the third quarter, which is anything productive. So we'll see if we can come out the second half and move on from there. So keep those comments coming, guys. I know it's a rough game, but I want to hear your frustrations. What are your thoughts? What are you seeing from these guys as we get going into it? Russ in the shotgun again, 23 seconds for 2nd and 8 here. Broncos on the 31-yard line of their side of the field. Snapping the ball, moving around in the pocket, rolling out to the left. Bad throw, throwing it away, out of bounds, bringing up 3rd and 8 with 17 seconds left. Hey guys, also make sure you hit that like button for me, hit that share button for me. Want to hear what share everything around and make sure that all the other Broncos fans that you guys know are aware of this show and Orange Weekly itself. So glad you're here. Okay, coming up 3rd and 8, 17 seconds, still on the 31-yard line. Snapping the ball in shotgun, waiting, throwing midfield to Dulcich over the center, gets the first down. Timeout, 9 seconds left. Broncos now on about the 41-yard line, maybe 42, but taking the timeout here. So, now with Hackett not playing the call or calling the plays, a little dyslexic this afternoon, whatever it is. With Hackett no longer calling the plays, what is that going to do to, the potential of Hackett getting fired or not? Definitely an interesting conversation there, because he's not it'd be one thing if he continued to call the plays and we were still struggling, but we move the ball, the play calling responsibilities over to Kubiak. And now we're still struggling just as bad. And again, injuries definitely have a big impact on that, right, guys? But we'll see. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Glad you're here. We got 1st and 10 seconds left on the clock in the shotgun at the 40-yard line. Blitz coming, moving around, throwing the ball deep, caught by Sutton at about the 40, the other side, 42-yard line, maybe. 3 seconds left. It'd be a really, really long field goal. They're going to go for it, though. I mean, you might as well. You're looking at maybe a 60-yarder-ish. Let's see where he got the ball. Actually, no. He got the ball at the he had to run back up. He went out of bounds at the 36. So manageable for McManus. Sea level, maybe a little more difficult. They were saying it's a little breezy, so we'll see what they do here. But lining up, 56-yard field goal attempt. Kick is up. It is not straight. It is hooking. It is no good. No good. So the score at halftime, Broncos 3, Carolina 10, with the Broncos to get the ball back to start the second half. I don't know, guys. Here we are. But glad you're here. And again, post your comments and all of your thoughts. I'm going to break down some of the stats so far as I wait for some comments to come in from y'all. So far, what we're seeing, Russell Wilson is 9 for 13 for 53 yards. Looking at rushing, of course, we finally broke a 20-yard run, which was way beyond that. Murray, 9 carries for 81 yards, with the long being that 52-yarder there. Hinton, one carry for 13 yards there on the jet sweep, if I remember correctly. As for receiving, Hinton's having a good day. 3 receptions, 13 yards with that reception there just at the end of the half. Cortland Sutton is 3 for 32 with a long of 22. So, 53 yards receiving, 97 yards rushing. Pretty comparable to what Carolina is doing, except for they've had a little bit more receiving success there. So, okay, yeah, not a great start at all. Completely agreed. It's rough for sure. Red Cloud, your prediction might be on point, unfortunately. Joel, I can't even argue that. Look, this team is hurting. Things are not clicking. There is no simple solution. When Hackett says, we need to score more points, it's as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. There are a lot of dysfunctional things going on. And I do think injuries are probably at the forefront of it all, to be completely honest with you. I mean, you see the number of injuries we have and to the type of players they are, the starters, the game changers, the guys you can really count on every single game, every play, just about, are all gone. And that's definitely going to impact have a big impact on things. Now, the inability of this team to overcome the slightest hiccup is a big concern. So Joel, look, I'm there with you. It sucks, but hey, go Broncos, still a fan, right? Andrew, frustrating as hell right there. Yep. Let's see. He did give it a shot. I mean, what are you going to do for 3 seconds left? I mean, you might as well try for a Hail Mary and have less of a chance of success than going for that field goal, right? So I think the breeze might have caught it there. Definitely looked like it hooked. But yeah, so it is very agonizing to watch, Rob. This is Broncos football for this year. Just right on par for what we've been seeing so far. Marcus, all of you guys are saying the same thing, and I completely agree. It is very hard to watch. The whole offense looks like a bunch of sloths. Yeah, moving slowly, missed tackles. Each one of those big runs And we have got to stop the run game because they are just, Sam Darnold doesn't have to throw. They're just picking up. In fact, what is their standby here? They're averaging, I don't see how many yards, what their average is. But 956 long, 18. Yeah. So they're still averaging, 4 or 5 yards per carry, essentially. And that's got to stop. That has got to stop. Defensive line, missed tackles are huge, misreads, all that stuff. So defense also needs to clean it up big time for us to have a chance, because we know, look, the Broncos are good for maybe 10 more points. Maybe. I hope I'm wrong. A touchdown and a field goal. And so defense has got to absolutely stomp out the Panthers offense in the second half. We have to. Now, if the Broncos come out in the second half and put up a touchdown right away, okay, that greatly improves it, but I'm just counting on the Broncos to do their third quarter, not much of anything, and rely on some, end game heroics from Russell Wilson if we're able to even get in that position. So it's a close game by any means, but this offense and their struggles, even, man, we get a muff punt recovery basically in the red zone and you settle for a field goal. I mean, that's just the epitome of a bad offense. So we are the Donks, not the Bronx right now. Hey, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm just going to keep calling them the Broncos. I'm going to let the fans of other teams call us the Donkeys, but you're not too far off there, Red Cloud. At least there's always next year. Look, we are at the point. It's sad to say we're not eliminated from the playoffs. After today, we might be the first, or close to. I mean, Texans aren't eliminated yet either, but we're close. So it's moral victory time. If we can get a moral victory here or there, that's big for next year, pretty much, and going to the offseason. McManus, one missed kick each game, and that was a very long kick. I mean, it's at elevation here in Denver, probably much more doable for him. Doing there at sea level after just rained, that air is thick and humid. Believe me, I lived down there in the South. I know what it's like after it rains, especially this time of year. Yeah, the air is just heavy. And with the breeze, it definitely hooked. So it was, for a 56-yarder, you're thinking McManus should be able to make that. I think in Denver easily at sea level with everything else, it's a tougher kick. And so, now he hasn't been as consistent as he has been in recent years. So your point, totally agree. It's rough. So glad you're here on the show, though. Appreciate it. We have to stop the run. They have no pass game. We can do this. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. If we can stop the run, we should be able to shut them down. Make Sam Darnold throw. Make him throw. Put him in those situations where he has to rely on his arm. And that's where our defense, especially the backfield, is really going to shine, right? But if we keep allowing them to get 5 yards a run, there's no reason for them to throw other than just, make sure we're staying honest on the pass defense. So one throw every 3 or 4 plays, in the meantime, you're getting 5, 10, 15, 20 yards just based off the runs. First down, second down, first down, second down. And that's what's making it click for them and why they're moving the ball. In fact, the game should be, it should be a bigger spread. But thankfully it's not, but we can't do this. Marcus, completely agreed. It's not a lost game by any means. We just have to go out there and be a different team than we have been in the third quarter. Sean, how you doing? This season is washed. Do you think we need to make big changes, or do you think we need offseasons to get people healthy and build some chemistry will help? I definitely think getting people healthy, bringing them back together is going to be huge. Players like Tim Patrick, we're missing KJ Hamler again, K1 Williams. I mean, we're missing some, and the offensive line. I mean, the offensive line is a team within a team. You got the team of the Broncos, you got the offensive team, and then you got the offensive line. And those guys have got to be on the same page. They are like a family. I mean, they have got to be able to read what each other is even thinking before the play, right? And when you have such a just piecemeal together offensive line like this with not just backups, but third stringers starting, players that haven't played together and they don't have that chemistry. They said Dalton Reisner is the only one that's been playing on that line all season long. You don't have that, right? So you look at teams with good offensive lines, they're healthy. They've been playing together all season. And even for multiple seasons, they are in sync with each other. And we do not have that. So, when we're yelling about where's the pocket presence that Russell Wilson has, it's kind of tough because there's almost no pocket most of the time, right? He's scrambling within the pocket that's collapsing around him almost immediately. And that's why it's, trying to get out of that crumbling pocket is huge for him to be able to have any chance of success. But yeah, so at the end of the day, what I'm thinking right now, I don't want to see big changes. I want continuity to a degree. I think there needs to be some changes, obviously, and we're going to see what the owners have to say about head coaching. Maybe that is something that changes. But in terms of players, we've got to be able to keep some of these players together. I'd love to be able to keep Hackett just for some continuity's sake and see what that does, give everybody a second year or at least part of next year. Look, if we start next year, it's the same story, 4 or 5 games in, maybe that's time you say, hey, we're done. We're moving on. We tried it. Everyone's healthy and it's the same result. But look, did we set ourselves back a year? Yeah, definitely. But a lot of that is external as well. We can't control the injuries. We can't control some of these other things, right? So it's a big question, Sean, and definitely one that we're going to talk about more on the Monday night and Tuesday night shows as we go through. So make sure you come back then and post your comments and questions about it. And we'll break it down, but it's going to be interesting. Okay, thoughts on Hackett rumors. I'm hearing Hackett is expected to be fired. Dan, he is not going to be fired this year. If he does, maybe in the last 2 or 3 games, but why? It doesn't matter at this point. So no, there are no rumors that Hackett is going to get fired. I appreciate the comments, man, but no, dude, it's not happening. It's not happening. I'm telling you right now, you say this every week, dude. New head coach. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. He's not getting fired. I will bet you $1,000 Hackett does not get fired tonight. Okay. Sorry, man. It's not happening. The whole Denver Broncos offensive line is sucking. That's why it's not exactly. And it's tough to say that they're sucking. Yeah, that sucks. Their playing sucks. Is it all their fault? Not necessarily. Offensive line coach is probably one that is probably on a hotter seat than Hackett. To be honest with you, he'd probably be the first one to go. If we were to keep Hackett, we need to make a change. The second thing is like I said, with them all piecemeal together, there's no continuity on the line. They are not in sync. And that's just, it's a very tough position to play because you're not an individual. I mean, you're all trying to play that line there and it's just tough. So you're right on there, Jesse. It's not all Russell Wilson's fault. There is some on his blame. I think he doesn't make his reads very well. He's like locks on a one guy and that's the person he's throwing to no matter what. But he is rushed a lot. He's getting hit a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if he's one of the most hit quarterback this year again, when it's all said and done at the end of the season. So Neil, how you doing? Glad you're here. D-Rock. Sorry, I'm trying to rush through the comments, guys, and catch up here before the game comes back on. D-Rock, I'm so looking forward to the 30 for 30 on the Broncos this season. Yeah, I'm not. Oh, man. Yet another disappointing half. Hopefully the second half will be better. Why would Peyton be gone today? Dan. What would firing our GM do? And what would firing our offensive coordinator do who's not doing anything? Our offensive coordinator is not calling the plays. That's not going to do anything. And Stukes, again, firing people isn't going to do anything at this point. Like, it's not like we're going to fire somebody and then all of a sudden we start winning. So, dude, no fires. No one's getting fired. I need a run with Murray Moore averaging 9. Yeah, Murray's looking great. And this is awesome. He's getting confidence. And this is when you have, having a dual running back field is great to a degree. But what you're seeing is when there's a more of a bell cow type of feel, somebody's out there for 75% of the snaps, and I didn't look exactly what he's out there for, but when he's running at 75%, they get in the groove. They start making those reads, and you can see Murray being patient and waiting for those holes, and he's starting to see what the defense is doing, and he's making those plays, right? So Murray is looking really good, and it's because we're giving him the ball more, relying on him. And he still has a lot of gas in the tank too, right? So it's awesome to see. Gabe's coming back on soon, guys. So last couple comments here. Russell needs to grow a pair and scramble for a few yards. Yeah, and there's some of that. Like, is he being told like to not run? Like, at what point? Like, how much of it is his control versus what? But also when everything's crumbling in around him and he can't even roll out to get away from the players screaming down on him, it's tough, right? So I see what you're saying, Justin. It would be nice to see, just if anything, keep the defense honest, but. I haven't even seen a chance, maybe one this half where it's like he could have run, but he didn't. I don't know, but we'll see. Soon QB this offseason fight. Yeah. We'll see if we get a different quarterback or not, Richie, but appreciate you're here. Fire everybody. That's it. Everybody's getting fired, including the players. We're just going to go out with replacements starting next week. And I will be trying out for the Broncos if that's the case. So, okay. Broncos are receiving the ball. Kickoff is happening right now, guys. Enjoy the second half. Remember, we will be back on Monday night, tomorrow night for the Monday Night Orange Weekly After Dark show. And then Tuesday night, Bourbon Broncos, no BS. So with that being said, try to enjoy the fact that there's still Broncos football on, and because before you know it, season will be over and we'll have a long 6 months to just sit and wait. So anyway, guys, take care. Go Broncos. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. See you around.